How's it going, Wormhole? Okay, all right, you guys don't seem to know the show started. How is it going, Wormhole? How is it going? Welcome to Comedy Planet. We do this show every first Saturday. My name is Derek, and I'm going to be your host for the night. Oh, really quick, give it up for yourselves. Okay. I'm just going to go in the audience. You guys look beautiful, beautiful couple. You three, beautiful couple. You two, beautiful couple. You two, I mean, I'm not going to lie. Y'all are more beautiful than everyone else. You guys win. That was Mom and Dad. Good job. Thank you for showing up. I'm excited about this show. So I always like to test my audience with a joke. Like before I start, I always like to test the audience with a joke to see how cool you guys are. Here we go. So I saw a sign recently that said youth boxing. The sign said youth boxing and it was a gym. It made me go inside. The sign said youth boxing, but it was bullshit. They didn't let me fight any children. I'm arguing with the manager like, sir, your sign clearly says youth boxing. Now bring me out a black 8-year-old. Because I like a challenge. Okay, my mom and dad got that. The rest of you guys didn't go to 3rd grade with me? Is that what that is? So, I'm noticing I'm getting worse with women as I'm getting older. Like, I give an example. I was hanging out with a girl recently, and she said, Derek, who is your favorite photographer? I know. How do you answer that question? And I thought I came up with the best answer. So I told her, my favorite photographer is Peter Parker. Fuck it. Great, right? And then I got to see something a lot of guys never get to see. I got to see a woman decide not to fuck me. Oh, it was beautiful. Her eyes went monotone. She was like, oh, yeah, I love hearing about your dad's business. So cool. And a lot of guys never get to see this. Can I show you guys, fellas? Can I hear you, fellas? Yeah. Thank you, Dad. He was like, no, I still got it. He's about to be my favorite dude. I apologize in advance, ma'am. He's already... Somebody get him a double Hennessy. Get real turn. I want to show you guys this. So really quick, fellas, look to the lady closest to you. Ladies, I'm going to give you a line you would hear on a date. Fellas, watch their faces. Hey, how's it going? I don't know if you guys are married, but I'm using you for this joke. How's it going? Pretend we're on a date. Look at her face. Hi, my name's Derek. My favorite band is Avenged Sevenfold. That face right there. You see that? Where she's like, oh, no, we got to leave immediately. Fucking awful. So I'm going to do a stupid joke I wrote about T-shirts, if that's cool. So, I noticed, I saw someone recently wearing a Drop It Like It's Hot shirt in 2016. You know, when the pimps in the club drop it like it's hot. And I was like, shit, well, those, like you guys don't know this, but those shirts don't go anywhere. Like, people still make those and have to wear them. And I realized those are going to be, the old band T-shirts in the future. 20 years from now, someone's going to be like, oh, I was digging around in my granddad's closet and I found this. What does it mean? What band is it? He's like, I don't know, but apparently Soulja Boy Tell 'Em wanted all you guys to know. All right, that's dumb. That is stupid. Mediocre joke. 10 out of 10 Soulja Boy Tell 'Em reference. That's what I like to think. All right, I'm not going to run my mouth because we have so many comedians tonight. Really quick, give it up for yourself. Give it up for yourselves, guys. Come on. We have a ton of comedians from Jacksonville, and I'm so excited for you to see all of them. We have Spencer Ruizzo. We have Will Blaylock. We have Jeff Hill. We have James Chafin, and closing it out, Marcus Crespo. So make sure you give them all the love in the world. But really quick, we have a local guy, and I think you guys are going to love him. So put your hands together for Mr. Cole Crawford.
How's it going, Wormhole? Wormhole, where you watch a blind man pay $5 to see a band called Pussy Launcher. I like to think it was one of those band members' fathers, because at least he can only hear the disappointment. How's it going, Wormhole? I'm gonna need some drumsticks because my music career is starting right now. I'm gonna need a strap that says, "Police line do not cross," and it's piss yellow because these riffs are criminal. Oh, shit. Shit. If you're ever feeling depressed, you feel like you hit rock bottom, just remember that there's someone, somewhere, who's planning their destination wedding to Panama City Beach, Florida. I'm not saying it gets better, but it gets a whole lot worse. I think Florida gets a bad rap, but if I see a car on the road that matches the description of the Amber Alert on my phone, I assume that's where they're headed. We have a lot of comedians from Florida. Oh, fuck. Woo! Not speaking from personal experience, but I have it on good authority that Guy Fieri is a very unselfish lover. After a sweaty night of lovemaking, he leaves a business card on your desk that says, "Thank you for the wonderful evening. Please log on to this website to redeem a free meal voucher at your closest TGI Fridays." When you log on, all it is a scrolling text that says, "Welcome to Flavortown. You have HPV." Guys, give it up for yourselves. We got a lot of locals in here tonight. Woo! The other day I ate at this place called Blowin' Smoke. Anyone here been there? The other day I had the holy smoke platter. It was about 3 pounds of meat and all the sides that I could stand. I called it the Prepare Your Anus Angus Special. It's the only time I've ever eaten leftovers on a toilet. Fuck, man. Sir, how are you doing tonight? God. Just know that you're the father of a very, very funny comedian. And I'm not gay, but I'm turned on by dads. So hit me up after the show. I think it's important that you have family members that support your dreams. My grandmother is very supportive, but she's also extremely homophobic. I tell her that I do comedy at a gay bar every week, and she says, "That's amazing, sweetie. I love you. Watch your back." I'm just kidding. She's just a racist. I like to go to her house, and I try and purge the demons of racism and bigotry. And by that, all I really do is make her TV always get programmed to Real Housewives of Atlanta. But you're like, "Cole, can't she change the channel?" Guess what? That bitch is in a wheelchair. God damn it. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Whew. My girlfriend lives in Athens, so I will cheat on her. Her roommate is her brother, who's a Athens Clark County police officer. And I always have the utmost respect for the police, because I never say fuck the police. But I like to think that I'm fucking around the police. Anyone here have heroes? It's important to have heroes. I used to be the biggest Bill Cosby fan of all time. I used to listen to his albums as I fell asleep. But nowadays, I think that listening to the voice of Bill Cosby as you slip into oblivion is not the greatest thing to happen to you right now. I think my hero right now is Bernie Sanders. Give it up for Bernie Sanders. He's clean, he's likable, he's wonderful. But there's got to be something in his past, something he's doing right now. I think he's the kind of person that buys prostitutes, like really, really cheap prostitutes, because he's a man of the people. You can imagine that transaction. Now what I have here is $45 for 3 hours of whore's work. Now you may be asking yourself, why $45 for 3 hours? Well, if you do the math and you follow my campaign, $45 in 3 hours equals out to a cool $15 an hour. I will not be using a condom. Oh, Crawford, give it up for all the comedians tonight.
That was Cole Crawford, everyone. Give it up. Sorry, technical difficulties. Also, Cole turned the mic off. So.
Woo!
Yeah.
Derek!
Someone. Perfect. I did it. Are we good? Yo, and we're back. Everyone give it up for Cole Crawford! $15 an hour. Fucking hilarious. All right. Are you guys ready to see some of the comedians we brought in for this month? Give it up, you guys. Up first, we have a very funny guy. He actually runs a show at the Wine Bar every Wednesday, and you guys are going to love him. Make all the noise in the world for Mr. Spencer Ruizzo.
All right, Savannah, how's everybody doing tonight? Woo! All right now is a traveling game show we brought all the way from Jacksonville. My name is Spencer Ruizzo. I am your host. The name of this show is Can You Make a Hat Out of That? We all know the rules of this game. Please, honey, not yet. We all know the rules. Pick an audience member out of the crowd, ask your name, talk to an object in front of you, see if you can make a hat out of that. You gentlemen, what is your name, sir? Kevin. Where are you from, Kevin? Columbia. Kevin come from Columbia. Everybody give it up. Kevin. Now, Kevin, that drink in front of you, can you make a hat out of that? Let's see it. No. Nope, you cannot make a hat out of that, ladies and gentlemen. That's all this game show is. I don't know. I had high hopes for that. I'm going to send it back to Jacksonville. Don't need it. We don't need it. Hi, guys. I'm from Jacksonville Beach. This hair, this is new. Dyed it about 3 weeks ago. Yes, Vanilla Ice, famous for his blue and green hair. We all know that. Famous for being a white man with blue and green hair. But this was obviously drugs. Drugs, the idea for this. I've been doing a lot of acid lately. A lot of acid. And it sucked. I was at a music festival doing a lot of drugs with a lot of people. But it sucks to learn that you're also, on top of being a drug addict, you're an alcoholic as well, and learning it from other drug addicts. I was sitting after a festival at the camp zone at night. Everybody was still doing tons of drugs. There's a lot of people doing whippets, which is nitrous. And I go to get a beer out of the cooler at 3 in the morning, and I hear from the corner a girl that just did a whippet. I hear, "Damn, you're still drinking beer?" That's not good. Alcoholic. Every time I only drink beer. That's it. There was nothing else. You ever heard of that thing going down the wrong pipe? Like when you drink a liquid and it goes down the wrong pipe and you cough. That's what happens to me every time I drink water. Like when I sip water, it sends signals to my brain. There's like, oh, there's a lot of oxygen in that. Send it to the lungs. Get it down there. And wrong, wrong. I do have a lot of epiphanies when I do acid, though. I had one a couple weeks ago. I figured it's about time I become a famous rapper. It's about time, right? It's about time. What have I been waiting for? And I tried writing raps. It's hard. It is, especially out here being a white rapper. I don't have the freedom of language that all these black rappers have out here. I can't say that one word. A word that makes every rap sound cool. You guys know the word. This is an artistic environment. I can say the word. You guys know the word. Jiggy. I can't get away with putting jiggy in my raps. Does not sound as cool as Will Smith. Thanks, guys. I will be straight up with everybody in here, though. I'll be straight up. I don't fuck with no girls from the 1600s. I don't. Them bitches are Baroque as fuck. That was my Def Jam joke. Service industry people, where are you at? All right, I figured you as much, honey. I thought you would scream for that one. I work at a place in Jacksonville Beach. It's a chain restaurant. I believe you have one up here, but I don't want to discriminate the place. It's keep it vague. It's a shack sells crab. It's owned by a guy named Joe. I won't give up anymore. No more about this restaurant. But every once in a while, we have to deliver drinks to tables. Most drinks, they got it down. Good craftsmanship. You got a mug, got a handle, tall walls, liquid stays in, piece of cake, pint glass, same thing, little angled, still stays in though. Martinis, stupid. As a dumb cup. Martinis are in a dumb cup. Stupid cup. Could I get a shot of ice cold vodka on top of a plate? Balance the top of glass slipper heel. Every time I'm walking a martini to a table, I feel like a small Asian girl in the circus balancing plates, praying to God she doesn't drop one or else she gets set back to the cage again. So true. That's what I do, truth comedy. Hey man, read it and weep. Cosmopolitans. Those are also served in martini glasses. Any of you ladies read Cosmopolitan magazine? Any ladies in here? She does. Afraid to admit it. It's a gross magazine. You're dirty, ladies, if you read Cosmopolitan. Really dirty. I picked up one a couple weeks ago. I was getting my hair cut. Every article in there is, ladies, 10 ways to make your guy pop. 10 ways to make him jizz super hard. Tip number 3, pull the balls down when he's coming. Explodes like a rocket. That's what it said in there. August 2015. Check it out. I flipped it, though. I got a subscription. Better tips on jerking off. I don't need you anymore, ladies. I don't need you. But I do. I'm single. I'm single. I do need you, ladies. I've been doing this comedy shit 2.5 years now, and I'm still right now at my point in my comedy career. This face, ladies, just please seat yourself. Just hop on. I can't wait till I'm famous enough to where it's at the point where it's please wait to be seated. Take a number. I'll eat you out to completion. Whiskey dick is a thing. Whiskey dick is a thing. It's a thing I've had to deal with in my life before. For those who don't know, whiskey dick is when you drink too much alcohol and your ding dong don't work. Ding dong don't work. I like the alliteration in that. But whiskey dick is how I know whether or not I can drive. If I've had a long night of drinking at the bars, long night of drinking, you get in the car, look myself in the mirror, I was like, all right, you know what you gotta do. Pull out that little pecker and start tugging. And if I get nothing, if nothing in 5 minutes, you sleep in the car, or you call a girl that might live nearby that can pick you up and you can go over there and disappoint. Just something. I feel like cops should start using that in their DUI. You get out, do all the things, do, walk the line. After you get done, all right, sir, I'm gonna need you to pull out that little picker and start tugging. I like saying pull out a little pecker and start tugging. It's one of my favorite things. Look at all you. Fucking hipsters. Just fucking drinking your beers, laughing it up at a goddamn comedy show. Just laughing it up. Enjoy. Go ahead, sip away. It's because of people like me that you have these freedoms. It's people like me you're able to enjoy yourselves. I fart for this country. I fart long and hard for this country. There's plenty of us out here still farting a good fart for this country. I fart for this country. It's fun for me, not as much for anybody else. I was saying fart. Anyways, lizards, huh? Right? Do you guys have lizards in Georgia? Thank goodness, or else this joke would not have worked. There's something I like doing on my days off work in Jacksonville, Florida. I love the summertime. It's beautiful. I like to sit out on my front porch and just look at all the cute little lizards, like going around the yard all curious, like the smaller little lizards, the smaller ones, just out looking for dick. Just out trying to keep that species alive. That's all they're there for. Not to be demeaning to female lizards, but it's all they're there for. And then they're coming around, come across a big brooding male lizard sitting on the banister completely still. And he locks eyes with her. And then it starts. He's, And she flocks right to him, and that's why we still see lizards today. It's beautiful. I'm glad as humans we don't have to do primitive mating techniques to keep this species alive. Imagine if we couldn't talk to each other, kind of go down to a nice lady with a book bag just walking down the street, strolling along. She comes around a corner, and there's just a big dude standing in his front yard, completely naked. He locks eyes with her. And he flexes 3 times. And then he helicopters. Then he flexes. And then he copters. And that's why we're still here today. It's a beautiful message, isn't it? The circle of life. It's great. I don't know why I got such a wide stance right now, but I like holding this stance. We'll switch this up back to drugs. You guys seem to like that. I was doing cocaine the other day. I found a seed in my bag, started growing my own. Can't wait till that shit buds. Mucho dinero. Sorry, ladies, though, about my cocaine use. I never, ever share my cocaine. I don't. I never share my cocaine. But what I do is always share my impression of my cocaine. Thank you very much. This one's also for the ladies. Ladies, they call my bedroom the barbecue pit. Because when the girls leave, they smell like mesquite. You guys remember that rock band NSYNC? remember those boys? Yeah, we're in a rock club. I'm talking about rock bands. NSYNC. You think those boys ever grew up from that boy band? Just out there, got real jobs? Just out like, see one of them in a suit, just working in the stock market. It's like, buy. That one's fun up here. It's a lot of fun up here. Hey, man. Hey, man. Hey, who likes sandwiches? Yeah. Woo! Who yeah. Sandwiches, right? Goddamn, man, I love sandwiches. Who said they like sandwiches over here? That was you? What's your favorite type of sandwich, man? Roast beef. Woo! What you put on that roast beef sandwich? Oh, man, Jack of all trades. Put anything you want on that sandwich. A little bit of mustard? I bet. Goddamn, man, roast beef sandwich. That's a good one. I'm going to tell you a sandwich I like. All right, this sandwich, what you need to do, take yourself a big old helping corned beef. Get yourself a little bit of sauerkraut, a little $1,000 dressing. You slap that between 2 pieces of marble rye. That's a goddamn Reuben. Yeah, Reuben man over here. That's a Reuben. Woo! That's a good sandwich. Sandwiches, right? I thought you said you liked them. I'm going to tell you another sandwich I like. This simple sandwich. You take some thin-cut roast beef, a little bit of Swiss cheese, and a French roll. That's it on this simple sandwich. But there's a wild card. You remember that juice that you cooked that goddamn roast beef in? You take that juice out. That's called al juice. You dip that simple witch now. I got fucking French dip, man. That's a French dip. That is a French dip sandwich. Woo, good sandwich. I can tell these ladies love sandwiches. They're into it. You want to know the best fucking sandwich you ever heard of in your life, though? The best. All right. What you do, you take a loaf of Publix white enriched bread. You get some Jif, not Skippy, not Smart Choice, not any of that shit. Jif creamy, not chunky, peanut butter. And you get some strawberry, not grape, not apricot, not none of that apple. Preserves. You thought I was gonna say jam or jelly? No, none of that bullshit. Preserves. You put that in between them sandwiches. A little bit of peanut butter on each side though, just in case for travel you don't get the bread a little soggy. You know. You cut that son of a bitch diagonal. That's the best fucking sandwich you ever had in your life. Peanut butter and jelly, huh? Yeah. Who here is feeling lucky? You feeling lucky, sweetheart? Who's in here feeling lucky? What I'm gonna need everybody to do in here. I'm gonna need y'all to reach under your seats. Maybe some people might be lucky in here. Who's feeling lucky? Who's feeling lucky? Come on, reach under your seats. Come on. Oh, hey, that's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Enjoy that, motherfucker. That's slide diagonal. Oh, yeah, you got a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, too. Hey, man, I got 6 in the building ready to go around. Go on. Oh, yeah, I got a third back there. Woo! Hey, man, that's a dinner and a movie if I ever seen one myself. Oh, shit. Got one back there. There's one over here somewhere. There's 6 in the bunch. We'll figure it out. All right, that's my time tonight, guys. My name is Spencer Ruizzo. Thank you very much, Savannah. Please welcome your host, Derek Marshall.
That was Spencer Ruizzo, everyone. Give it up. You guys got jokes and a sandwich. Yes. I saw a few people's faces where they were like, that's cool. Don't know if I'm eating a sandwich, though. Don't worry, we already charged you for it. Up next. I'm kidding. I'm going to eat that sandwich. Oh. Everyone, up next. Very funny comedian. He came in from Jacksonville also, so show him all the love in the world. Give it up for Mr. Will Blaylock.
Hey. My grandma got robbed last week. She was coming out of a grocery store, and 2 guys ran up on her, and they took her purse, and they pushed her down, and they ran off. And a couple days ago, they actually called her down to the courthouse to point them out in the lineup. And it was actually 2 guys who I went to school with. It just upset me and hurt me so much to think that my grandmother, the woman who helped raise me for 27 years, would be on these streets snitching on niggas. It's cool. I cut off. I don't fuck with snitches, y'all, so. I ain't see nothing, so. Don't try to peg me in with her, because that's why I can't be a Jehovah's Witness. I ain't see shit. I'm from Jacksonville. I had to carpool up here. As I was walking out of the door of my house, my girlfriend, she stops me at the door, right at the door, and she kisses me on my forehead, and she says, baby, I know you're gonna kill it tonight, and when you do, you're gonna get discovered, and you're gonna become a famous comedian, and I'm gonna quit my job and travel the world with you and walk the red carpet. And I thought it was so cute that she had that much faith in me to think I'm gonna become a famous comedian and stay with her. I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, baby. Sure. But she's dope. She's my nigga for real. We've been together for 4 years, and I can really say she's my biggest supporter. I can truthfully say up here I wouldn't be able to pay my rent without her. But it's one thing you learn when you've been with someone for 4 years. You can tell a lot about a girl's exes from the way she behaves in your current relationship. Just follow me. if you're with a woman and she constantly wants to go through your phone, questioning you about where you are or who you're with, most likely her ex was a cheater and he gave her trust issues, right? Or if you're with a woman who hates to hear the word no, always gimme, 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 and she's spoiled, most likely her ex had money and he spoiled her. I realized something about my girlfriend's ex that I didn't know. We got into an argument and she takes her index and middle finger and pushes my forehead. And she says, you lying bitch nigga, get the fuck out my house. And that's when I realized that her ex never hit her before. Guys, you should have seen the look. It was adorable. I could tell that was a first. That's like our thing. Keep going. I was enjoying it. Let me have it, baby. I could tell you've never been hit before. I ain't gonna touch you, girl. I don't want to. I don't know if anybody's brought it up, but there are a lot of white people in this room, and I say nigga a lot, so we got that in common. But the media tries to play us like we're all different. Like they always try to put black versus white. You ever notice that whenever something happens, black cop, white woman. We had something in Jacksonville. Black cop hit a white woman. That's what they pushed it as. Or white cop, black teen. That's their vocal point. They try to play us against each other like we're so different. But are we really? Like at the end of the day, don't we all put Murray's hair grease under our do-rag before we go to bed? That's why I urge us to come together, man. I'm a super militant nigga. Like, I'm constantly boycotting shit. When Tommy Hilfiger said, I don't make my clothes for black people, cool, boycott. Paula Deen said black people should wear white gloves. I didn't know what that meant, but fuck it, let's boycott. Pepsi Clear, do y'all remember that? They took the black out of Pepsi. Not drinking that shit, boycott. But that's easy. That's super easy for me to do because I don't wear Tommy Hilfiger. I don't know what Paula Deen does, and I don't drink Pepsi. What I'm afraid of is the day that my blackness is really tested. Like, my nightmare is to wake up, make my morning cup of coffee, and walk outside and grab the newspaper, and on the front page it says, CEO of Popeye's Chicken hates niggas. Like, I imagine my homeboys knocking on the door. They're like, hey, we finna go boycott Popeyes. I'm like, guys, wait, listen, hey. Did he say nigga with an A? Or was it ER? Because it's some niggas I hate too now. He was born in a different time. So let's not judge him, guys. You feel me? You can't be racist with chicken like that. I mean, I play off stereotypes a lot, man. That's my niche. But all stereotypes aren't necessarily negative. Like they say Asians are smart. I know you've heard that. They're really good at math. So I guess you wouldn't consider that negative. There's a stereotype that all black guys have big dicks. I don't know if you've heard that one. You could look at it as positive, but that's a lot of pressure for a nigga like me. Can you imagine how disappointed my girlfriend was when she was laying in the bed and I'm standing in front of her and I pull my pants down and all I got is this medium average 13-inch dick? And I'm just like, baby, it's cold, all right? It's not You just gotta work with it. Just work with what I got, baby. I keep expectations for sex really low, though. I'll tell her before we have sex. I'm like, hey, listen, I can't guarantee either one of us is gonna bust a nut. So that way, when I bust a nut, she feels like we both did something. I'm like, baby, what did you do? Look at you. That's me hitting the chin. Like, good job, champ. Oh man, Father's Day is right around the corner. Are there any fathers in here? Just one. I would, if we could just make a round of applause for the fathers. That's a hard job, man. Raising a child is incredibly difficult. I remember last Father's Day, my baby's mother sent me a text message. It was a picture of our son and her new boyfriend in matching sweaters. And the text read, how does it feel to know your son calls another man dad? How does it feel? I agree, babe. I got the text. How does it feel to know another man has done more for your son than you ever have? How does it feel to know you're not even a man? Happy Father's Day, deadbeat. And I read that text message twice. And I took a deep breath and texted her back. How did you get this number? Because, God, it's a fucking hassle having to keep changing it. Like, Sprint doesn't charge me to change it. But you just got to keep texting, hey, this is Will. Log me in, don't give my number to my baby mom. But they always do. I don't know how she's fucking getting it. Nah, man. That was a good joke. I'm a huge sneakerhead, man, meaning I pay a lot of money for shoes. The shoes I'm wearing today are the Huarache Runners by Nike. They costed me $140. And that's ridiculous for one pair of sneakers, one of many pair. And I should really know better. It's crazy because as a kid, I really thought Nikes would make me run faster and jump higher. But as an adult, I know all they do is get me pussy from girls who smoke Black and Milds. As a child, I thought as a child. Put away childish things as a man. As a kid, though, man, I couldn't afford these. My family wasn't poor, but we had generic versions of everything. You know what I mean? The other kids had Pop-Tarts, and my family had toaster pastries. Didn't even have the frosting on it. Or the other kids, when they came to school, their clothes smelled of lavender from their Bounce fabric softener. And my family used Great Value fabric softener, which just smelled like the box it came out of. Or like the other kids had Jordans, like $200 Jordans, and I had a father. What? I remember my dad used to always say, son, is the man, the shoes don't make the man the man. I'm like, shut up, Dad. These niggas balling on me and you letting them. Got me out here struggling in middle school. I ain't getting no pussy. Donald Trump is in the news. If you watch the news, you'll see Donald Trump. I don't watch the news very often, but one headline caught my eye in particular. He said he wanted to keep Muslims out of America until they got the whole Syria situation straightened out. Now, I'm a simple man. I like my chicken wings fried. I like my booties big. But I was under the assumption that Islam was a religious choice. So how can you peg somebody as a Muslim off of how they look? So I kind of imagined like a TSA agent walking up and down the line at the airport, and he just pulls out a random Indian-looking guy, and he says, "Hey, step out of line, sir." And the Indian guy steps out of line, and he says, "Hey, man, you Muslim?" And the guy's like, "No, sir, no Muslim here. USA, Christian, Jesus." He's like, "Okay, cool, yeah, all right." And he reaches behind him, and he pulls out a BLT. And he's like, "Hey, bite this BLT." And the Indian dude's like, yes, bacon, yummy. And he holds it to his mouth, and a bead of sweat drops down his face. And the TSA agent's like, "Come on, man. That's applewood. Bite it." So then right before he puts it to his lips, he throws it on the ground and says, "Allahu Akbar." And then they tackle him and drag him out. It's like, "Get out of here, Muslim. No freedom for you." I know that joke is probably not based in reality, because I always just thought converting to Islam was just a phase niggas went through in prison. So thank you.
That was Will Blaylock. Everyone, give it up. Damn, now I really want to see that BLT thing. Just somebody fucking dripping sweat. Like, I can't do it. It's applewood. God damn this. We have so many more comedians for you guys. Give it up for yourselves being here. Real quick, before we start the show, I love you. I don't know if anyone's told you that. Me and her, I'm gonna say, we married. Oh, yeah, we married now. Ladies, I know you have to look out for her. I got her. That's my girlfriend now. Everyone, give it up for your next comedian. Very funny guy, and you're going to love him. You've actually seen him here a few times. So make all the noise in the world for Mr. James Chafin!
Hey guys, you may have noticed that I'm just spilling beer all over myself because I'm your spirit animal this evening. I am your true selves. I don't think anyone's ever told you that I love you. That one hit deep. That hit deep. That's normally something that I have to pay my therapist to say. All right, guys, I know what I look like. I look like a lion that wanted to turn into a human, but then halfway through the transformation, something got fucked up. And now I'm stuck with my top mane receding. And I look like one of the middle pictures on an Animorphs cover. And now I have to learn small talk, because it used to be when I was a lion, I wanted to have sex with somebody, I just murdered their husband and all their children, then boom, I got to have sex. Very simple in the Lion Kingdom. All right. People come up to me all the time, they're like, "Hey, how long have you been growing that beard?" And I'm like, that's a trick question, because it didn't. I won in a fight with an Amish man. See, Ezekiel was calling me names. He was calling me a late riser. But I was having none of his shit that day, so I called him the worst thing that you can call an Amish man. I called him an electrician. And I called him something even worse. Called him a Comcast repairman. And so we fought, and I won, and I took his beard as proof of my conquest. Dating when you have a beard can be difficult, because not every girl wants to do the Duck Dynasty nasty. You know, just not every girl's into it. But there's a whole world of sexual perversion that opens up to you when you have a beard. Like, unfortunately, it's all with dudes. There are people down the street that will pay me good money to wrap my beard around their dick and jerk it to completion. That particular maneuver is called a ZZ job around these parts. But if you go up north, it's called a Gandalf the Gay. I have a personal message to give out. Hey, Michaels Fabrics, I am not interested in your funky pink flamingo duct tape. If I wanted to slut it up, I'd go across the street to Michaels. Sorry, I had to get that out there. There's nothing cuter than watching your dog chase a butterfly around. But there's nothing more uncomfortable than the moment that he actually catches one. And then he looks into your face and you know that he knows what death is. I once drove through a Wendy's and they asked me what my name was. And I've never felt more violated. Wendy's, that's not what this is. If I wanted someone to know my name when they made me fat, I'd eat at home. They say that truth is relative, which is true, but it's the kind of relative that hit you when you were younger, is never there for you when you need them, and then like right now it's just occasionally popping up in your life to go like, you're bald at 26. You're gonna die one day. You know, that's the kind of relative that truth is. I was recently awarded the Guinness World Record for fewest world records held. However, immediately after receiving said award, it was then stripped away from me. My dad's a doctor, and that doesn't normally come in handy except for everything. But where it really comes in handy is when you know how to forge their signature, you can get out of anything. Literally any fucking thing. And so I did it. I forged my dad's signature, got out of gym class all the time. And one day, my friend Mikey came up to me and said, hey, do you think you can forge a note from your dad, you know, get me out of gym class? I'm like, sure. So I did. At the end of the day, my teacher called me in and says, why does Michael have a note signed by your father to excuse him from gym class? And I said, well, that's not really my business. Doctor-patient confidentiality and all that. And she said, I know that your dad's a doctor because he's my OBGYN. Why does Michael have a note signed by an OBGYN? And I said, well, it's not really my place to tell you this, but Mikey's pussy's all fucked up. So fucked up. My parents didn't know how to tell me that they put my dog down, so they made it look like a suicide. I was just reading that note crying. But then years later, I came back and reviewed the evidence, and I was like, wait, the paw writing doesn't match up. Chester was left-pawed. All right, guys. I have some mild OCD, and I drive a blue car, and I have played a cumulative, 300 hours of Candy Crush. And normally those things don't conspire to make my life unlivable, but if I'm ever driving down the highway and there are two other blue cars in the other lane, I'm not fucking shifting over, guys. Because if I do, we're going to blink 3 times and then disappear into the ether forever. Guys, I have some minor social anxiety. Minor. So it soothes me when someone acts in a way that I can predict, which is why I love Fox News. Fox News is my rock in a world that is swirling around me. Because no matter what President Obama does, Fox News disapproves. President Obama did an interview where he said the N-word, and Fox News was so disappointed in him. Which is total fucking bullshit, because President Obama has been called the N-word more than anyone in history, with the exception of people that play Call of Duty Online. You know, it goes people that play Call of Duty Online, President Obama, and then N-word Jim from The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. You know, it is his name, but that has not been printed as many times as I have seen President Obama called the N-word on FoxNews.com. God, you guys are so fucking uptight. Holy God. I saw so many people like look to their left at the black people. You're like, am I allowed? Am I out? No, you weren't. You were actually totally right. But I come from racist genealogy. Like, I have that uncle that everyone has, who really hates Obama. And he's starting to lose it, so he hates Obama in a racist way. And then all of your other relatives are like, oh no, he's just a really big fan of small government. He's worried that President Obama's going to get in and he's going to make government all big and loose and floppy. So when a white man gets back into the Oval Office, it won't feel right. All right. See? Big dick black joke. You guys laughed. The Wu-Tang Clan recently announced they are releasing a Designer Pickle of the Month club. It's going to go for 3 years. That's right, for $19.99 a month, you can get 36 chambers of Bala Bala Dills. All right. Okay. We're all good. People are really worried about all these modern problems like acid rain. And acid rain, guys, you can combat that with a basic umbrella. I think that male OBGYNs will have a place in society for a long time to come, because I think that women have this secret fear that they'll go to their female OBGYNs and then disrobe and then get up on the stirrups, and then their OBGYN will come over and then just look at their vagina and go, just like a slight judgy noise. Just a slight judgy noise. And the thing is, that might not sound very bad to you, but I've seen a woman break into tears because another woman rolled their eyes at her new haircut. So when a female OBGYN makes a judgy noise at your vagina, what the fuck are you supposed to do? All right. I recently got a haircut because people were preemptively telling me that they didn't have any money. And the thing was, I didn't want their money until they told me that they couldn't have it. And I was so mad at them because when they told me that they didn't have any cash on them, I was like, no, that is my lie. I'm the one that says I don't have any cash on me. I just have my card. All right. Going to the doctor's scary, guys. It's very scary because I went to my doctor and I was feeling run down for a couple weeks. And so my doctor asks me, well, have you done anything that might have exposed you to HIV? And I didn't want to seem like a pussy, so I said, fuck yeah. And then he ordered me an AIDS test. And so I was like, oh, man, it's 50-50. Either I have it or I don't. So I did what any reasonable person would do, and I went down the street to CVS and bought a home AIDS test. I put the home AIDS test down on the counter, and I pushed it forward along with $50 cash. And then I shit you not, the cashier asked me how my day was going. And I was like, good. It's going good. And then she asked me a worse question. She asked me if I want to use my CVS Perks card. I was like, no, I don't. I have a problem with that bit because I don't have a way of saying that it came back negative that doesn't sound like, yay, And that's not really one of the things that you should be, like, very happy about yourself for. Like, I don't have HIV, Yay. All right. One time someone came up to me on the street and said, hey, you look like an Amish rapist. I was cool with it, though, because one time before that, someone came up to me on the street and said, hey, you look like a regular rapist. I've been to a party where someone has pulled out an acoustic guitar. And I've also been to a party where someone has pulled out a gun. The gun fucked things up a lot less. Because when someone pulls out a gun at the party, normally someone else has done something to warrant having a gun pulled on them. You know, there is an infraction and then there is justice. But there is nothing that anyone could ever do that deserves having an acoustic rendition of Santeria. How do you live in a world where you know that a bad Sublime cover can come at you from any point? Dating me used to be an unlisted side effect of Klonopin. But then in a further double-blind study, scientists realized that even unmedicated depressed people could do it. My biker name is Flirty Harry. You know, I'm the guy who's like, oh man, I'm so mad we have to smuggle this meth up our butts. Whew. That really has me mad. Students in 300 years are going to ask their teachers why we now refer to everything that we like as being the shit. And the teacher will turn to them and say, oh, that was just their old-timey way of saying that something was the jizz. I'm at the point in my life where I can say I'm at the point in my life without sounding like a complete fucking asshole. Archaeologists recently unearthed a Viking king. They found him buried next to his Viking queen. Guys, I'm tired of buying condoms. So really recently I did the only logical thing. Got my dick laminated. People at Kinko's have stopped giving a fuck. You ever go through a sexual dry spell so long that your sex stories start becoming dated? All your friends are like, yeah, we were making out while listening to Coldplay and Radiohead. Then I'm like, well, back in my day, we used to fuck uphill both ways for 4 miles through the snow. Why pussy cost a nickel, you had change left over for a phosphate, which was the delicious beverage of the times. Wow, when Herbert Hoover enacted the prohibition on pussy, we used to have to smuggle it over the border from Canada. They called us bum runners and poonshiners. Why, we even had a song about the leftover change you could use for a phosphate. Well, my phosphate brings all the boys to the yard. Guys, I will leave you on this one, but vaginal commercials are real shitty to women. You ever see a vaginal commercial? I'll let you know how they normally go. They're like, oh, Clarice, thank you for telling me about Vagisil. Thanks to Vagisil, I was able to give my presentation. End of fucking commercial. A man puts on Old Spice in a commercial. He's running down a football field carrying a bed with a beautiful woman on it ready to fuck in the end zone. So we need better vaginal commercials. We need a vaginal commercial that opens up in a desert with a bunch of ISIS members running around doing ISIS-type things. And then suddenly you see one of their heads explode into red mist. And then it cuts to a sniper in a ghillie suit slowly disassembling their rifle. And the voiceover comes on and says, Vagisil for when feminine odors could give away your location to the enemy. Guys, I've been to Golden Corral. And I've seen the chocolate fountain. And like all beautiful fountains the world over, there were poor people playing in it. All right. Thank you, guys. I've been James Chafin. And please welcome back up to the stage, Mr. Derek.
That was James Chafin, everyone. Give it up. Hilarious. Pussy used to cost a nickel. You bad. Come on now, James Chafin. Doesn't that look like a beard that won 3rd place in the best beard in Florida contest? You guys were like appropriate, not ridiculous enough though. That's cool. We have 2 more comedians left for you guys. How do you guys feel? We got married and divorced before the last comedian. How do you feel? Hi. That's Bay right there. That's god damn. I can't tell if she's serious or not, you guys. I'm gonna still try and get her number. Whatever.
I'm serious.
End of comedy show. How's it going? My name. We have 2 more comedians left, and they are both amazing. This guy actually came down from Valdosta, and he is one of my favorite people. So make sure you show him all the love in the world. Give it up for Mr. Jeff Hill.
Hey, friends. So I'm going to get right to it. This is weighing on my heart. Has anyone here ever been tricked into having sex with somebody they normally wouldn't have sex with? All right, let's rewind it a little bit. That sounds a little Cosby. Let's try. Has anybody here ever been surprised by something about the microphone that cut the fuck out? Check. Hell yeah. Where were we? Kind of rapey. That's where we were. All right. Has anyone here ever been surprised about something about someone that they were being intimate with? You know, like she wasn't what she seemed. You see how all the dudes in the room are like, no, never. That has never happened to me in Savannah, Jeff. Never, ever. Well, it happened to me, and I'll tell you about it. So I met this girl online, and we start talking, and it works out real well. And she's from around my area, so we start hanging out and going on dates. And sorry. He was real pissed looking. I was like, I'm sorry. Fuck. He was like, give me this fucking thing. Anyway, so we're going on dates, not me and him, but me and her. Well, we'll get to that. So we're going on dates, and like it's working out pretty well, and like she likes me and I like her, and like third date, she's like, yo, you want to go back to my place? And I'm like, yes, I do. 100% yes, I do, because this does not happen to me very much. So yes. So we go back to her place, and it's working out real well, and we start making out, and I start to slide down her shorts, and immediately I stop because she is not what she seemed. Because the first thing I see is a gigantic fucking swastika tattoo right here. Right next to the dick. Big swastika. And I stop myself and I say, self, we are not having sex with a Nazi. I said it to myself twice. I said, we are not having sex with a Nazi. So after we have sex, I'm laying there staring at the ceiling because obviously I can't sleep because I just fucked Hitler. And I'm like, I got to say something to this girl. I got to broach this subject. So I roll over and wake her up, and it goes exactly how you think it would. Not well. And we start arguing, and we start calling each other names, and I'm like, you fucking racist. And she's like, you fucking race traitor. And I'm like, I don't really know what that means, but I don't like it. And so like, I'm like, fuck this, I'm leaving. So I'm walking down her hallway, putting my fucking clothes on, and like, I happen to look into a room off the hallway, and it's the dining room. There's a giant fucking swastika flag hanging over the dining room table. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And she's like, no, that's not mine. That's my boyfriend's. And I'm like, fuck my life. And that's why I don't use ChristianMingle.com anymore. Speaking of Walmart, I feel like I'm hella tall and like the lights are like right here. So it's like, speaking of Walmart. Speaking of Walmart, you guys ever seen that website, peopleofwalmart.com? You know what it is? It's like where they put the fucking pictures of like the fucking 3-foot tall pimp that they saw in the checkout at Walmart at 4 a.m. It's real fucking funny. It's real fucking funny till you find a picture of yourself on there, and then it ain't fucking funny at all. It wasn't even a good caption. It was like, terrorist alert. Fucking lame. Lame. Look, this is a small part of an overarching problem that's happening in the United States of America today. Check it out. It's not okay for Jim Bob to say that all black folks look the same. That's fucked up and not true. It's also not okay for anybody to say that all bearded people look the same. It's fucked up and not true. My name is not James Chafin. See, that's the guy that was before me. For you guys that didn't catch his name, they're like, I don't get that reference. I'm not hip because I use the word hip. Anyway, I'll give you some examples. Check it out. All right. Former President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Rick Ross. Not the same fucking guy. Some people are like, really? All right, here's another one. Former college professor Theodore Kaczynski, also known as the Unabomber, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. They don't fucking like that at all. Fuck. Not the same guy. Very different. Check it out. This is for the cool folks in the room. WWE Hall of Famer Cactus Jack. WWE Hall of Famer Mankind. Not the same guy. See, it's funny because it is the same guy. It's different characters that he played. I'm losing you guys. I'm like, A fucking wrestling joke? Really, bud? Really? Really, buddy? I'm just saying, you write a letter to Santa Claus saying that he looks like Osama bin Laden and see what you get in your fucking stocking. It's dog shit, green shirt. Green and white shirt. You were totally zoned to this. I saw you. You were like, dude, it's fucking colors and the fucking... It's dog shit. You get dog shit in your fucking stocking. I'm just saying, quit fucking yelling Duck Dynasty at me. I don't look like the fucking guy from Duck Dynasty. And also, that is an outdated reference because they have not been on the air in like 3 years because they're bigoted assholes. I'm sorry, I get worked up. We're bigoted assholes. Walmart. All right, those are linked. Check it out. I go to Walmart at 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's a little inconvenient, but it's a lot less want to fucking kill myself because I'm in Walmart. So I go at 3 in the morning, and so I'm leaving Walmart the other day, and I passed this dude in the, you go through the double doors, and it's like the place with the buggies and the fucking claw machine that says Sega Genesis on it, but it's got like gummy bear piggy banks in it. Which doesn't have anything to do with Sega Genesis, but fucking whatever. But like I'm leaving and he's coming in. And it's like that little thing that you get stuck in there with the red box and all that shit. And I give him the bro nod because I'm like, what? We're dudes and we're the only dudes in here. So what's up, man? And this cat is like super muscly and like super clean cut. And he's wearing one of those little fucking like string tank top things, like when they know that they have giant muscles and, they want to show them off. And he is very svelte and very glistening. And I'm like, I give him the bro nod because I'm like, hey, we're dudes. All right. And he gives me the nod back. And I realize that he is not clean cut because I see the back of his head and it's got a 2-inch strip. It's about this wide and about this long, a raggedy fucking hair right here. The rest of him is all fucking business, but it's really fucking raggedy right here. And I'm like, I want to laugh. But he has like, so I don't want to laugh because I don't want to be the asshole that got beat up in front of Redbox. So I'm like, I got to get out of here. So I get out of there and I'm laying in my bed that night, staring at the ceiling, going, what the fuck? Why would you get your hair cut like that? Why would you let somebody do that to you? And then I realized, it dawned on me at 4 in the morning, this guy's muscles are so fucking big that he can only shave his head to right here on either side of his... Oh. I totally could have took him. Last time I was in Savannah, I got invited, after the show, I got invited to a place called Club One. It was real interesting. I got there and I'm hanging out, and there are a lot of really nice looking dudes there, and they are all really fucking friendly. And they're all buying me drinks. And I'm like, fuck yeah, thank you. I don't remember any of you at the show that I did. But they're like, good job, good game. And I'm like, fuck yeah, what's going on? Look, I'm from Pavo, Georgia, okay? Pavo, okay, a little like, I'm from Pavo, Georgia. It's a small town. And Pavo is the Spanish word for turkey, but we celebrate Peacock Day. That's the kind of small town that I'm from. Like, you spit and miss it. So I didn't live a fucking sheltered life, but just stuff that I didn't know about the world. So I got an education at Club One, and I found out that if I was a gay man, I would be what's known as a bear, which is a very hairy, kind of chubby man. And there's things called cubs, which are like smaller dudes that really like bears, but they have less hair. And this isn't a joke. This is fucking real. And there's like silverbacks and like gray foxes, and like they call each other like significant otter and shit. So like this just brought, like, as a child, I only had 4 channels, and it brought Yogi and Boo Boo into fucking real sharp focus. Remember 5 years ago or 10 years ago, because it's been a while, when they were like, let's make all of your fucking classic childhood cartoons into real shitty CGI movies. Like Garfield, fuck, it sucks. Scooby-Doo, fuck, it sucks. They did a Yogi Bear one, and guess what? It fucking sucked. That's why you don't remember it. But I shit you not, the tagline for that movie was "Good things come in bears." I didn't fucking write that joke. That's real. That happened. It was on fucking Times Square. Good things come in bears. So, who knows who Westboro Baptist Church is? Make some noise. Don't clap. Don't clap for Westboro Baptist Church. Like, fuck yeah, I know who that is. Let's hiss if you know who Westboro Baptist Church is. Sick. If you don't, they're douchebags. So it's the guys that like, and ladies too, it's the folks that like picket outside of like dead soldiers' funerals and like wherever they can, like famous people's funerals, like with the fucked up signs like godhatesfags.org, like real fucked up. Like recently, a couple years ago actually, the head, like king douchebag was a guy named Fred Phelps, and he passed away. He's not with us anymore. You guys remember? You remember when he died? Remember? You didn't see it? It was streaming. They had it on Hulu. It was fucking streaming pay-per-view. I had my tickets in advance because I was like, this guy is the biggest funeral asshole ever. When he dies, and it did not disappoint. I'll tell you about it because obviously none of you have any idea what I'm talking about, but I was there, so I'll relay to you. There were hula hoop competitions. There were stilt walkers. There was fire breathing. And that day, we were all outside the church, and the Shriners are just like spinning around the church, like doing wheelies and shit because fuck that guy, right? And I want to tell you, my faith that there is a God was restored that day because as they're wheeling Fred Phelps' coffin out, it's been raining all week. There's fucking mud everywhere. It's been raining all week. As they're wheeling his coffin out, the fucking rain stops, and the clouds open up, and a giant fucking rainbow just boom right over the fucking church. This is a true story. This fucking happened. And Freddie Mercury from Queen slid down that motherfucker like like Legolas in Lord of the Rings. And he landed on top of a double grand piano where Liberace and Elton John sang "We Are the Motherfucking Champions" into Fred Phelps' dead, cold face. I'm not bitter. But that guy sucks. They were stupid and bigots, right? Still are. I'm off track here. Stupid bigot. Taco Bell. All right. I went into Taco Bell recently and I was like, because in Valdosta we just got a new one and it's got a fucking fake fireplace on the wall. And I was like, I gotta go. I gotta go. So I go in there and I'm like, hey man, let me get 2 beef gordita supremes. And the guy behind the counter is like, nope. Beef hose is broke. I was like, what? Excuse me? He said, beef hose is broke. Now look, I've never worked at Taco Bell. But I'm pretty sure when you start working at Taco Bell, you sign a contract that says that you will never, ever say the fucking words beef hose to a customer. That's it for me tonight, guys. Thank you so much. I'm Jeff Hill. Hey, I got some stuff for sale there. It's real cheap. It's buttons and patches. If you want to pick something up, that's awesome. Thanks.
That was Jeff Hill, everyone. Give it up. That was Jeff Hill, everyone. Give it up. The beef hose is broken. Sounds like something you say after a night of drinking. I'm sorry, girl. The beef hose is broken. Alrighty, you guys, we have one more comedian left. Really quick, give it up for yourselves for being here. We do this every first Saturday, and we have this guy come all the way down from Orlando. He is one of my favorite people, and you are going to love him. Really quick, make some noise right now for all the comedians you've seen. For yourselves, keep making noise, keep making noise, keep making noise. Give it up for Mr. Marcus Crespo.
All right, I got that little ass cup of water. I got water like I'm getting ready to run. I'm walking in a 5-foot radius. That's when you know that life's not doing good for you. It's cool, awesome, it's great. I'm the last comic of the night. Before you guys get, it's weird. Like being the last comic on a show, you kind of feel like a kid when your parents they want you to go to bed so daddy can fuck. You know, but you're like, nah, you're like, no, daddy, come on, daddy, you just get rid of the poison, you know, fucking horrible. Or I'm like the red light and you got to take a shit. That's me. That's how I feel sometimes. Like, oh, no, I squish, oh, no, fucking horrible. That's how you feel sometimes. You're like, oh, cool. Like, it's like, technically it's an honor. Like, oh, you get to close the show out, but sometimes, like, depending on how the show goes, you know, you're like, oh, man, oh, these poor people. These poor people. There was some sex jokes talked about tonight. I have sex jokes, but I kind of feel guilty talking about them because I kind of look like most of my sexual encounters are not consensual. It's a unfortunate look I have. It's not a good one. It's kind of good. Like he mentioned, I'm originally from Jacksonville. I moved to Orlando not too long ago. I got a job at Disney. I worked Disney security. Yeah, which is a horrible transition from that last joke. But yeah, yeah. Hey, buddy. Yeah. But I worked Disney security, but that wasn't the first job that I applied for when I got to Disney. I applied to be a costumed character, you know, and that dream got dashed for 2 reasons. First reason, I'm what they refer to as a dead height. Basically, they got tall characters, short characters, not a lot of in between. Dead height. Second reason, I'm too girthy to portray pretty much most characters, up to and including Winnie the Pooh. You know how sad it is to find out you're too fat to portray fat? I was like, oh, man, that's so bother. What the frick? Sad. Fuck you, Christopher Robin. It's fucking horrible. Horrible. It's cool. Whatever. I went scuba diving recently. I don't know if you guys have ever done that, scuba diving. We went into like a natural spring and the water's kind of cool there. And this instructor, he basically told us a little trade secret, how to keep a little warm. We wore wetsuits, but he goes, if that doesn't work, little trade secret to keep yourself warm in the water, relieve yourself a little bit. Keep yourself warm in the water. What he didn't tell me was how to clean shit out of a scuba suit. Fucking, all right, cool. Awesome. Yeah, man. Awesome. We're doing good. We're doing great. Awesome, great. Got some pretty ladies here. Pretty ladies. They all clinched up when I said that. They're like, oh, God, this guy, he's going to say something. No, it's just pretty ladies. Pretty ladies have, like, you guys, you got pros and cons of being pretty lady. A whole table full of pretty ladies right here. Pros and cons of being a pretty lady. Definite con, just the amount of dicks that get thrust your way. Just like, hey, I'm a pretty lady. Dick. It's scary. It's scary. I'm sorry for all of that. For all of it, it's fucking horrible. Definite pro, you can have a conversation and it just be deemed a conversation. Like, you young ladies, like, start talking to each other during my set. First of all, I'd be like, I wish you wouldn't talk to my set. But it'd be like, I wonder what they're talking about. It's kind of cute, you know? Like, if you're creepy, kind of hot, you know? I don't have that advantage. You know, like, you two young ladies or you and another lady looks just like you talking here, no big deal. You could transfer that conversation anywhere else, no big deal. In front of a playground, you're just two young moms just gabbing away, right? Me and another guy that looks like me talking in this bar, no big deal. Me and another guy that looks like me talking in front of a playground, fucking sinister, all right? We could be talking about anything. You would be like, hey, man, how's the weather? It's fantastic. I know it's quite quaint, right? But in your mind, you'd be like, hey, registered sex offender? Yeah, me too. 1,500 feet away from the school? No, 1,000. High five. You know, fucking way too excited about molesting kids. Fucking horrible. I just got out of a 10-year relationship earlier this year. The girl was like, bye, and I was like, okay. And yeah, it's weird. Like, after 10 years, I'm single. Like, this is not what I was hoping for, to be single. Like, it's like I put on the equivalent of like a 10-year-old constantly hugging me. And as far as weight goes, it is rough. And people are like, why don't you go on Tinder? I'm like, first of all, this is not a Tinder face. All right, it's not. It's just a swipe immediately. It's immediate. I'm not. First of all, I'm not a hot guy. I'm aware of that. I have more confidence than I should for how I look. Like, I have the confidence of a porn star, but the appearance of someone who committed suicide due to bullying. All right, it's horrible. It's horrible. But I'm aware of the situation. I'm like a 4. I'm employed. I have my own car. Maybe a 5. All right, but yeah. But I'm not a hot guy. Like, when a hot guy walks into a place, a girl just, you know, sees them. It's like food when they're hungry. Like, I need that in me now. Me, it's more like a car purchase. You got to think about it over the course of a couple months, whether or not I'm the right fit, and then he signed the lease away. Like, I'm the Honda Accord of people. All right. I'm also aware that I'm built like the bulldog in Tom and Jerry. Yeah, it's weird. Like, I did a set not too long ago where it was right after a friend had passed, a local comedian, and I was holding a French bulldog before I got on stage, and they're like, "Hey, you're up." I wanted to hand the dog back to the owner. The doggy didn't want to leave my shoulder, so the guy was like, "Hey, just do your set with the dog on your shoulder." It was adorable. I'm holding this French bulldog. He's cute as shit. And so I realized while looking at him, like, holy shit, I could totally be this dog's biological father. I'm like, that's not good. I'm human. You know, it's like, it's fucking ridiculous. Another thing you may have noticed, I don't have a neck. Everyone's baffled. Like, how does this guy breathe? He has no visible trachea. Yeah, it's just chin and shoulders. You know, cut out the middleman. Like, this guy punched me in my jaw. My rotator cuff is done. All right. Yeah, I got no neck. Pack of hot dogs back here. Backwards turtle shell belly thing. Megan Fox toe thumb. Look at that. Read them and weep. Look at Megan Fox toe thumb. I did some research on this thing. I was like, I got to know more about it. It's a mutation called brachydactyl type D. I'm probably not saying it right because I'm kind of stupid. Mutation, keyword mutation. I don't know if you watch movies or read comic books. Another group of mutants. They're called the X-Men. I'm the world's weakest X-Man. Look at that. That's my power. A fat thumb. I don't know whether to use it for good or evil. You know, like what's like Magneto? You know, Professor X has hired me. Like, hey man, what's your power? Like, this chick can get a mood swing and change the weather. And this guy's got claws and cut through anything. Like, I could push elevator buttons really good. Finger paint like a son of a bitch. And if I have whiskey dick, boom, got you covered. All my fingers are fat. Look at that. I got a fistful of dicks. This whole table of ladies clap. That's a first. Oh, I heard a woo. There it is. There it is. There's always one lady that does the woo. That's the Craigslist lady. That's the one that has that post. It's like, my kitty needs attention, like medical attention, because shit's fucked up. I have a fun game that I haven't done in a while, but I used to play on the Craigslist where I would basically strike up a conversation with that young lady. The lady's like, oh, get inside or whatever. And I'd be like, meet me at Walmart on such and such road and such boulevard, and I'll wait for you. And so basically, I'd have her meet me up front, and then I would stay in my car, and then let's say this guy right here popped out, and I'm like, that's me. One of two things would happen. I would either get that guy laid, or that lady would probably disappear. All I'm saying is rest in peace, Brenda, is what I'm saying. Fucking horrible. Yeah, everyone tensed up on that joke, because that's a shitty thing to do. That's totally a shitty thing to do. But yeah, my ex-girlfriend left me. I can't blame her. For starters, I'm a big fucking man child. Big man child. Yeah, I just turned 31 not too long ago. Yeah. And everyone got quiet. They're like, Jesus Christ, you're 31? Oh my God, you need to take better care of yourself. Because I'm aware of the 31 I am. I'm not a 2016, eats kale smoothies and does yoga 31, lives in 96. No. I'm a throwback. I'm an 1895 31, all right? The type of 31-year-old named Paul that worked at the sawmill and died of smallpox at 33, 31, all right? That's me. But yeah, I'm a big man child. I didn't realize how big of a man child I was until recently I got health care. After 10 years, I finally got health care, which means I don't have to try to read my shits like some weird doo-doo shaman and be like, it's purple, I got cancer, you know? It's, so I was like, I felt like a grown man. I was making a call, get it set up, and she was asking me all these questions. I had answers for them. She's like, what's your name? Like, Marcus Crespo. Bam, high-fiving myself on the other end of the phone. Everything came crashing to a halt when she was like, Mr. Crespo, what's your email address? And I was like, it's powerboner69@yahoo.com. And she's like, Power Honor? No, Boner, BONER 69. It would have been Power Boner 68 OU1, but that was already taken. You know. But yeah, she left me. I think another thing that influenced her to leave me was her friends on Facebook. They were moving on with their lives. They were becoming better adults. You know, they were like graduating college. They were buying houses. They were getting engaged and taking engagement photos. You guys know what engagement photos are? Okay, you're savages like me. Cool. All right. For all of you guys that don't know what an engagement photo is, it's a kind of a new concept. Basically, you get engaged. You get a photographer. You take pictures with the engagement ring. You dress up. You take black and white photos. You post it on Facebook. Ta-da! Engagement photos. See, you guys are probably like me. Where I'm from, the engagement photo is just a picture of a sonogram. And then you gotta get a shotgun wedding because that's what Jesus wants or something like that. But yeah. But I was with her for 10 years, and she was very, very uninhibited in the bedroom. She was a freak. And when I was like younger and fitter, I was like, this is a good situation to be in. This is totally. But then I put on a lot of weight because regular relationships will do that to you because you stop giving a fuck. You're like, hey, what do you want to do? Let's go get something to eat. And you do that for 10 years, and this happens, all right? So when we first got together, I could see my feet, and, like, sex was pretty good. You know, sex is decent, you know. Like, you know sex is good when you have to flip the mattress over because it's too wet on the other side, that type of thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good indicator of how things are going. But then this happened, and, like, my mind still held on to those good memories. Like, you know what to do. Lift those legs up, arms up, whatever. It held on to those memories. It was like a little league dad, like, get him, slugger. But the rest of my body evolved into a Minuteman for my safety. Like, he's like, all night, you know what to do. And my heart's like, no, you'll die. You got 2 minutes, get a towel, and apologize. And it just starts doing the theme from Aliens. Yeah, it's fucking horrible. Yeah, it's cool. Whatever. But now, because after I was with her so long, like we had sex so much, and like it's just sex doesn't have the value that it used to. Like when I was in my 20s, early 20s, you were like a lady could be like, "Hey, you wanna?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it." Like you didn't even have to tell me what it was. Now, like there's a whole bunch of pretty ladies. If you guys offered, you're like, "Guess what, buddy? You and me all night, any hole, whatever goes," or $50 gift card to Dollar Tree. I'd be like, you can get a lot of gummy bears for $50 at Dollar Tree. My priorities have shifted. It's sad because my diet sucks. I eat a lot of McChickens. I'm a broke comedian / Disney security guard, in case you didn't remember. So I'm not rolling in fucking dough. So like my diet consists of McChickens, which has no dietary value whatsoever. I found that out the other day. I went to McDonald's, bought a McChicken, ate the McChicken, digested McChicken, shit the McChicken, looked at the bowl, still McChicken. My body was like, dude, we couldn't use any of that shit. The best I could do to try to move things along to a healthier way is like, I don't know, my budget, like 2 for $1, 7-Eleven bananas. That's it. Daddy's going to make some changes. I did that the other day. I went to 7-Eleven. I was like, where's your produce section? It was just like this 2x2 square in the corner, way in the back. And I was like, all right. So I grabbed the bananas. They were hot, which is not a good sign. They were hot, small, and bruised. These bananas were so small and so bruised, I called DCF on their parents. So I grabbed these small, victimized bananas, and I ate them like a weird game of Pac-Man, like, rah, rah, and like it hit my stomach, and immediately I felt like a rumbling. You know, like I farted and it just sounded like a thank you. It was like appreciate the efforts, man. Yeah, it's cool. I mentioned before I'm a broke-ass comedian. When you're on a budgetary restraint, you come up with little shortcuts. Apparently they got a term for it now. It's called like life hacks, little shortcuts that help things along in life. One little life hack I found out is you go to a supermarket that sells like chicken or like fresh meats and stuff like that. At the end of the shift, most of the times that whatever they cook, they have to throw it away, unless you intercept them. And that's what I did one time. I went to a Walmart and they had like a huge pile of chicken wings. And I was like, hey, bro, what are you gonna do with those chicken wings? He goes, we throw them out. Can I have them? And he's like, yep. And I was like, all right. So he sold me 50 chicken wings for $5. And I was like, what am I gonna do with these chicken wings? I ate those 50 chicken wings in the saddest way possible. I ate them in the back of a Wendy's parking lot. I'm in there in the back of the parking lot eating 50 chicken wings. The pile of bones forming from the chicken wings, it looked like in the movie Terminator when Skynet won and robots are running over the skulls. It's like, do. Why is this in chicken wing euphoria? A homeless man walks by, looks at my car, goes, that ain't right. Walks away, turns back around, goes, ugh, and it goes back. I got outstaged by a hobo. Homeless guy looked at my car, was like, I'm better than this guy, and hopped into his boxcar and ate his beans. Fucking horrible. Yeah, man. I found out I'm a psychopath. Apparently there's a road that bisects all of Central Florida. It's called I-4, and it's got some of the worst drivers that ever existed. The shittiest drivers. I was driving down I-4. A guy cut me off. I was like, fuck this guy. So I cut him off. And apparently he was in the same mode. He was like, fuck this guy. We cut each other off for 4 miles. Mile 4, he's like, I'm tired of this game. He brandished a gun. Pulled out a gun. What my reaction should have been was, ah! And drive away. But that's what I found out what I made of that day, Psycho Bones. My reaction instead was, do it! To which his reaction was, ah! And he drove away. Because what he doesn't realize is, I'm a fat guy with sleep apnea. I die 17 times a night. All right? So if he really wanted to shake me in my boots and make me afraid of death, that wasn't how he's going to do it. Because a gun, that's not how I'm going to meet my maker more than likely. Yeah, if you really wanted to send a message, just pull up beside my car, just start blowing up an air mattress. Be like, night, night, motherfucker. Like, go to sleep. It's fucking, yeah, man. It's cool. It's kind of weird. I was, weird thoughts. I comedy's cool. I like comedy. It's an art form, they say, but it's not classified equally to other art forms. I think it's because the crowd reaction. Most of the time when I'm on stage, everyone's told to be quiet and just look at me the whole time. It's kind of weird. Like if I was in a band, you guys could be like finger banging someone in the back while I'm doing my drum solo, you know, no big deal. And I think because of that, like you get different reactions, you know, like if you're an R&B singer, you know, there's like, you know, all the great R&B singers. There's a whole bunch of them that had like families that are like, hey, you're the reason my son is here today because we put your song on. Like I just want that reaction. I want to be like, hey, when you talked about having no neck, me and this woman right here, we fucked and we made little Jimmy. You know, or like a rock band, you know, they could like start a mosh pit, just like they could just opening chords like and like people just start punching each other. I would love to one day just be like, all right, sex, all right, wall of death, and just people just start punching each other. Yeah, all right, cool, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Fuck you. I don't give a shit. I'm an avid vending machine user. Clearly, I had some weird instances with the vending machine. First of all, they got newfangled vending machines. Wow, I sound old as shit saying that. They got newer vending machines that you could take your debit card. And I had an instance where I was at the vending machine, swiped my debit card. There was an error message on the vending machine that I was unaware of. Basically, when you swipe your debit card, it said too many transactions. And I was like, I really want those gummy bears. Fuck. So I was swiping it. I didn't have any cash on me. Now, this has taken like a long time, and there's a line forming behind me. And these people had no idea what was going on. All they saw me was swiping away, and I was getting denied too many transactions. Basically, from their point of view, the vending machine was like a bartender at last call. And it was like, that's it. You've had too much. You better call your mom. Get an Uber. You know. Another instance I had at the vending machine, I don't know if you ever had this, where you have enough money for one item, you put your money in, and by incident, you accidentally select the wrong item. That happened to me. I wanted a Snickers. Hungry, why wait? Have a Snickers. Instead, I got a Payday. I don't know if you guys ever know what a Payday candy bar is, but for those of you who don't know what a Payday candy bar is a Snickers with no chocolate, less charisma, and whose parents didn't love it. It's a shitty candy bar. The whole time I was eating this Payday, I was like, man, I would rather have a dick in my mouth at this point. This is ridiculous. Oh, my God. It's a shitty candy bar. All right, cool. Whatever. Whatever. Yeah, I'm a psychopath. Yeah. A reason being is I used to work mall security in Jacksonville, Florida, and one of the sketchiest malls in the Southeast, if not the country. Worked there for 7 years. 7 years working a shitty mall. Just give you an idea. We didn't even get like tactical training. You know, we didn't learn like any moves. On the first day of the job, they handed us a copy of WrestleMania, and they're like, "This is gonna teach you everything you need to know." Like, just handed me this. First day of the job, I had a situation I had to deal with 2 young ladies in the food court. One young lady removes what I thought was a backpack. She hands it to her friend. She goes, "Hold my baby. I'm gonna beat this bitch's ass." And then handed over her baby and delivered on that promise. I'm like, this is gonna be a good year. Basically, I wasn't prepared for that. I thought I was going to clock in. It was going to be like Paul Blart Mall Cop. You know, I'd be like, hey, buddy, stop skateboarding. Get your feet off that chair. Get your hands out of that fountain. That money's for charity. But instead, it was more like, hey, man, stop fighting. Oh, man, don't stab that guy. Hey, you 3 homeless people, stop having sex in the bush at Sears at 11 a.m. on a Sunday. This is a family mall, you know. And I dealt with that for 7 years. I have a distinct memory of walking into a back corridor of JCPenney's, and a homeless man is back there taking a shit. And I'm like, sir, you can't do that. His reaction, ah! For 6 minutes, he finished, pulls his pants up, walks past me. Yeah, I dealt with that for 7 years, and I think I developed PTSD from working mall security. You know how stupid that sounds? What's even worse was my friend, her suggestion, why don't you get PTSD therapy like Wounded Warrior Project? And I was like, why don't I get better friends? Because that's a horrible fucking suggestion. Because that means I would have to sit in a roundtable discussion with soldiers who fought real wars and go over my backstory with them like it's somehow comparative. You'd be like, hey, man, what's your name? My name's John Dawson. I served 2 tours Afghanistan, 1 tour Iraq. I lost 7 friends and my wife left me. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm so sorry to hear, man. What about you, bud? Me? Security guard Crespo. 2 tours Black Friday. Forever 21. Goddamn skinny jeans. You know, I see a clearance rack like, you weren't there, man. Shopping carts for days. Shopping carts. Yeah, fucking horrible. Yeah, that's I'm a piece of shit. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I have pretty good self-esteem now. It wasn't always the case. When I was younger, I had low self-esteem. Not because I was bullied, which I kind of was, but it was I had an incident with the paranormal. Sounds stupid, I know. But what happened was I was laying in my bed as a kid. I was like 13 years old, and I felt breath. I was by myself, only one in the house. I felt breath on the back of my upper shoulder region. I don't have a neck, as I mentioned before. So breath on the back of my upper shoulder region. Nothing else. And I was like, that was weird. That was weird. Did some research. I may have got visited by what's commonly referred to as a succubus, which is an evil spirit that's supposed to seduce you in your sleep. Problem was, I only felt breath on the top of my upper shoulder region, nothing else. So I got friend zoned by a fucking demon. All right, the demon was like, all right, I'm going back to hell. And just bounce, and I'm like, oh, fuck, this sucks. It's fucking horrible. All right, cool. Yeah, man. Yeah, I heard like a weird, distinct laugh in the corner, like it was another conversation was having. Awesome. All right, man. This is cool. This is going good. This is going good. This is good. This is good. Not every show is good. Like I did a show in Daytona recently, and like after the show, the guy instead of paying me, he's like, "Hey man, you want some cocaine?" And apparently, I found out that that's how a good show goes in Daytona. This is what they do. And but I celebrated that show by going to Target, and this was a couple years ago. And I basically bought some Haribo gummy bears. First of all, Target was weird because like clearly I'm a Walmart shopper, so living outside my means, you know, trying to live like a king and shit. So I swipe my debit card, and I get my gummy bears, eat them, blah blah blah. 2 days later, I can't use my card. My card's frozen. My account's frozen. Apparently, they had a big where identities were stolen from Targets. I was one of the victims. I did some research on that group that stole all those identities. May or may not got linked to Al Qaeda. All right, they didn't do their fucking research because they stole my identity. All right, my high school GPA, my credit score, same number. All right, and I wasn't an honor roll student, so yeah, they dropped the fucking ball. What they tried to do was ring up like something small, like $5.35 on my account, and then work their way up to bigger purchases. But that $5.35 purchase did not go through because I only had $1.13 in my account. Have you ever been so broke you stopped international terrorism? I have. I'm the John McClane of insufficient funds, all right? I'm not broke. I'm a fucking American hero, people. Yeah, it's insane. It's cool. Yeah, you guys are fantastic. Woo. Yeah, I heard a woo. It's cool. I perform a lot of bars, but I don't drink. It's weird. I don't. I know. But you're looking at me like that's gummy bears is your only vice. Yeah, I know. That's it. Gummy bears and McChickens. Like I don't drink yet. I look like alcohol has destroyed my life somehow. It's fucking horrible. Yeah, and then like this is me dressing up. Like I dress like a piece of shit. Like you know you dress horribly. Like the other day I wore a button-up like polo T-shirt I got from the $3.99 rack at Bell's Outlet or something, you know. And I wore it, and people were like, "Looking good, man." Like that's when you know you dress horribly. Like you wear a cheap-ass polo T-shirt, they act like you got off the red carpet, you know. Or like when I try to dress up, like it's all in vain because like first of all the top button is useless for me. All right, it's just decorative purposes only, you know. And like even when I dress up, like you're kind of dressed up right now. You look dapper as shit. Good look, man. It's good. I can't pull that look off. Like when I try to dress up, like I don't have kids yet. I look like I'm gonna find out the hard way in court of law that I'm a weekend visitation father only. It's like, oh man, you're not gonna see him this week, pal. It's like, sorry about your luck, man. It's cool. It's awesome. This is a cool spot. I love the wormhole. This is like my 4th or 5th time being here. I love this spot. You know a place is cool when you, like, if you died at that place, you wouldn't mind haunting it. Yeah. No, it's a cool, like if I died on stage from the inevitable heart attack coming my way, I wouldn't mind be like, woo, you know, slap a drink off, slap someone's ass, like, woo, oh, who's that? That's Marcus, you know. Not everyone gets to choose where they die. You got to remember that. Like right now, there's a guy that was taking a shit in an outhouse in Dothan, Alabama. And like forever and a day now, he's a Dothan, Alabama outhouse specter. You know, like, I was taking a shit and it got kind of cold. Like, oh, that's Earl. You know, it's fucking horrible. Yeah. And like some places are cool, you know, some places love me. I found out recently in not Dothan, Alabama, in Waycross, Georgia, they love me there. Yeah, this look, diabetes, sexy as hell. They were loving that shit. I was on stage for 30 seconds and I had a woman, question mark, in the front row. It was like, take your shirt off. And I was like, no, ma'am. I have bigger tits than you do. Let's not get this party started. And doing my show, and it's one of those old bars you can smoke inside still. So like it got too much. I wasn't used to that. So after the show, I stepped outside to get some fresh air, and lo and behold, guess who was out there just lingering like a fart, waiting for me. It was her. And she was like, hey, funny man, which is already the scariest greeting I've ever heard. It's like, great job, which is the scariest compliment I've ever heard. And then she stopped, gave me this weird look, and then told me what she wanted to do to me behind the bar without saying any words. She mimed the whole process. She was just like, and I was like, fuck it, while we're in Raycross, right? So I'm just like leading her on, like doing like a Ric Flair strut, you know, woo, you know, whatever. And she gets amped up. She's like, woo, ow! And I'm like, oh shit. Now I've already committed to leading her on, but I am frightened. I am frightened for my life. It's like on Halloween when the porch light's out, but your parents are like, don't go to those houses. But you're like, I'm a big boy, I do what I want to. And halfway up the driveway, you're like, Mommy told me no. Mommy told me not to do. Why didn't I listen to Mom? You know, and she's like, come on, funny man, come on. And I was like, oh. And I'll never forget what happened next. She's like, come on, funny man. Oh. Come on. And we were together for 10 years. It was fucking awesome. Yeah, it's good shit. Missed that side mullet. All right, you guys have been fantastic. Give it up for your host, Derek Marchell. Thank you, Wormhole.
That was Marcus Crespo, everyone. Give it up! Damn, he was so hilarious, you guys. Come on, funny man. Oh, my fucking. Yo, really quick, give it up for all the comedians you've seen tonight. Give it up for yourselves, you guys. We do this show every first Saturday. Make sure you come out because it is so amazing. We have new comedians every single month. So you guys got to keep coming out. Now I'm going to tell you this because I love all of you and we're all family now. The show's over. Don't. A few people are like, cool. Now, you guys, I love all of you. The bar is still going to be open. We are still going to have music. Come out and hang out with everyone. Oh, thank you, Jeff. Sorry, give it up for Jeff, the guy running all the lights. He's like, I'm going to turn them off and start playing Pantera while Derek's speaking. That's cool. That was Comedy Planet. Thank you, guys. Good night.